Your purpose. Why are you here today? What brings you to attend this Zoom meeting on emotions? Your participation, I always say this, your participation makes me do better. More points you put in here, I'll try to cover all those points in this 1 hour. Okay, Vishal says how emotions affect decisions. Fine. As well as behavior towards customers. Okay, wonderful. Mithilesh brought us all rest all on the way. Fine. Well, Patience is looking to see myself as I am very emotional. Okay, handle myself. Fine. Veena says, okay, to know how emotions work and way to control it. Yes, that's what Mihir Patel says. Wonderful. So these are all wonderful aspects that you shared with me. Thanks for sharing. I'll try to cover everything in this 1 hour. And if I miss out on something, yes, Nishi says actually emotions is responsible for good life. Yes, Nishi, 100%. If I miss out on something, please remind me at the end of it that I missed out on this one point. And let's begin the session for the day. Emotions and results. So the first, let's understand the concept of performance. What is peak performance? Okay, Harvard Business Review. How many of you have heard of it, or how many of you are aware of Harvard Business Review? Please type yes in the chat box if you are aware of Harvard Business Review. Yes, okay. Mihir says yes. Cool, good. Okay, I'll just give a brief. There is a Harvard University, which is one of the most popular and considered to be one of the best. Harvard Business Review is a research journal which comes from Harvard University, and this is published every month. So in January 2001, this thing was published in Harvard Business Review. So Jim and Tony, they are two sports psychologists. They published this article. It's called "Making of a Corporate Athlete." So what they did is something very simple. They compared, and they did a comparative study of executives, corporate executives, and sportsmen, and tried to identify the points why they were high performer. And at the end of the entire work, what they did is they concluded that fitness is a four-dimensional model. A four-dimensional model of fitness is what they concluded at the end of it. What they say is the first is the physical fitness, and we are all actually focused on this aspect, which is called physical fitness. The second is mental fitness. Third is emotional fitness, and the fourth is spiritual fitness. And what they concluded is a person who is high in terms of fitness on all these four dimensions of fitness is always a high performer, whether it is in corporates or in sports. They found a common trait in corporate executives and in sportsmen. All of them who were high on this four levels of fitness: physical fitness, mental fitness, emotional fitness, and spiritual fitness. They are always high performers. So today's topic is emotional fitness. So if you are fit emotionally, that is where you get better results. I don't talk of emotional intelligence. Talking of emotional fitness is far better and a far easier approach to get results. That's my experience of 10 years of coaching entrepreneurs and coaching sportsmen on improving their performance. Now, this is a wonderful thing. This was published in 2001, and I have been working on this concept since 1995. But this concept I got this concept originally in 1995 from the Indian ancient scriptures. And what they say is something very simple to understand. They talk of a fitness model. I'll talk of the word used in Sanskrit. And what they say is we have three types of strengths. Three types of strengths, that is what we have to do anything, to achieve any goal, or to live a better life, or to live a whatever. We have three strengths. The first is called Sharirik Bal. Sharirik Bal is physical strength. And to improve on physical strength, what you need to do is work out on improving the physical fitness. The second is the Mansik Bal, that is the strength of the mind. And to improve or upgrade on the strength of the mind, what you need to work out is mental and emotional fitness. And the third is Atma Bal, that is the strength of the spirit or strength of the soul. And to improve on or upgrade the strength of the spirit, strength of the soul, what you need to work out is you need work out on spiritual fitness. So I have well-defined models of how to improve physical fitness, mental, emotional fitness, and spiritual fitness. That is the prime reason. See, when I work with entrepreneurs, one-on-one coaching, I ask them the same questions. Is your organization physically fit? Is your organization mental and emotionally fit? Is your organization spiritually fit? Yes, an organization can be fit on all these three dimensions. And when you improve on the fitness of any organization on these three levels, outcome is breakthrough. Outcome is humongous growth. I mean, that's what I have been doing. Like 6 years, like every client I work with one-on-one has doubled their turnover in a year. Every year they double their turnover. That means in 4.5 years, it goes by 10 times working on a fitness model. Isn't that interesting? So let's move ahead. So let's talk of mental fitness first, because mental and emotional fitness, they both form the mansik bal, that is the strength of the mind. So I'll talk of mental fitness couple of slides, and then we move on the topic for the day, emotions and results. So what does mental fitness mean? It is your cognitive capacity that includes your basic tasks of everyday living, like thinking, planning, organizing, dealing with people, communicating, decision making. Mental fitness is about your concentration and your resilience. That's what mental fitness covers. And I'll share a few tips of how you can work and improve on your mental fitness. Because mental fitness determines your ability to focus. And your ability to focus is one of those prime skills required for business growth, or rather growth in any aspect of life. So ways to mental fitness. I'll share a few tips. I mean, they are very simple tips, but if you put these tips in place, if you practice them, I tell you they give awesome results. And I always share this. There are many people who attend my sessions, maybe three, four, five sessions. Like, how many of you are attending my second session? Type me in the chat box. How many of you are attending my session for the second time? Type me in the chat box. Me. Okay, second, me. Please, there are many. There are many. Your part is, oh, third, Ramya says. Wonderful. Good. So what that means is you are here for the second time, for the third time. Reason, you got something good when you came for the first time. Today, the world is full of webinars. Like every day, there are webinars happening. And it is very challenging to have the same audience come back for the next webinar. But I always have it. In all my webinars, at least 50% of my audience, they are repeaters. They come again to learn something new. Reason I give something very simple. And I always say life is simple, growth is simple. We complicate things. And if we put these simple things in place, life is absolutely different. How many of you experienced simple things in the first session or the second session you came? Type me in the chat box. I mean, yes, you never thought of them, but yes, they were simple things. Right? So, ways to mental fitness. The first is good nutrition, and the second is good sleep. The big challenge, these are two biggest challenges today: good nutrition, good sleep. Sleep, not necessarily sleep for 8 hours, 10 hours. No, every individual is different. There are people who get energized in 5 hours, then 5 hours is good for you. There are people who get energized for in 8 hours, then 8 hours is good for you. There is no thumb rule. Don't go by books and trainers. Please listen to what your body has to tell you. Go with your body intelligence. If your body is happy with a 5 hours of sleep, don't go by books who says 8 hours of sleep is necessary. It's not necessary. Every individual is different. Good nutrition, very important. Timing of food is more important. Like, what time do you have your dinner? Do you have a gap of 2.5, 3 hours after your dinner? It is a must, because 2.5 to 3 hours of time is required for the stomach to digest the food. You sleep before the food is already digested. That is the best way of eating. So after a dinner, and you need a gap of at least 2.5 hours. What we do is we have the dinner and we get into the bedroom. That's what we do typically. Most people. And that hinders the mental fitness, actually, because that is going to not allow you to have a peaceful sleep. Third is physical exercise is very, 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 very important. I tell you, I have been playing table tennis. Like, many people know me. Like, I play national tournaments for 50 plus age group. I travel around the country playing tournaments, table tennis. But let me tell you, I started playing table tennis. It's almost 4.5 years now, and after I started playing table tennis, my focus in doing everything has improved. My reflexes, my decision making skill in doing anything, everything has improved just by physical exercise. That's my experience. It does not happen over time. You have to be consistent. Simple things to do, common sense things to do. And the biggest challenge is, Ratan Tata once said, business is common sense and common sense is rare. The same rule applies to life. A good life, living a good life is common sense, which is very rare. Even if people know it, they don't execute it. It's a request, guys, do, these are small. It's not necessary you exercise for an hour, for 2 hours. बस डोले शोले muscles नहीं बनाने हैं. Do some good stretching. That's all for 15 minutes. When you stretch, there is a lymphatic system in the body. How many people have heard lymphatic system? Type yes in the chat box. Lymphatic system. Cool. Mihir says yes. Okay. Net says yes. Cool. See, we have a digestive system, we have a nervous system, we have a blood circulating system. What happens with the blood circulation system is, there is blood circulating. There is a pump called heart which pumps the blood to circulate. In the lymphatic system, there is lymph which circulates, and there is no pump which circulates the lymph, like we have heart pumping the blood and circulating the blood. Limbs, moving limbs are very important, because limbs, they carry toxins and it detoxifies the body. If you don't do physical exercises, the limbs don't move and the body doesn't is not toxin free. And what moves the limbs? It is muscles. When your muscles move, the limbs move. That's science. That is why it is so very important. A toxic body is not mentally fit. This is a thumb rule. So do some at least 15 minutes of stretching, that's all. If you can do skipping, take a skipping rope and skip for some time. At least spend 15-20 minutes, move your muscles. That is where your limbs would start moving. And the more your limbs move, your body will be toxin free and it will add to your emotional fitness. Neurobic exercises. I'll not get into a detailing of this, but go Google for neurobic exercises. You can find free PDFs on neurobic exercises. These are simple exercises which are done just like physical exercises. These are exercises to exercise your brain. And when you do this, your cognition improves. When your cognition improves, your planning, your decision making, everything improves. And these are simple. I'll give you some examples. If you are a right handed person, start brushing with your left hand. This is where new neurons they fire in the brain and your cognition improves. So simple. If you button your shirt from top to bottom, start buttoning your shirt from bottom to top. New neurons fire in the brain and your cognition improve. Just go Google for neurobic exercises. Look for free PDFs. You will get at least two or three of them. And there, that is where you will get at least 100, 125 neurobic exercises. They are all such simple things to do. And they will enhance your cognition. That is where your mental fitness improves. They're so simple things to do. And the biggest challenge which I face with people is people don't do simple things because people believe that yes, by doing simple things, you don't get results. To get results, you need to do some complicated stuff. My friends, that's a myth. Try doing this neurobic exercise and you will realize how fast your cognition improves. Yes, practice concentration. Maybe concentrate on the second hand of the clock. Just move with that second hand of the clock. Concentrate on the flame of just concentrate. Do something to concentrate. Practice concentration. And last not the least, meditation. Guys, meditate for 5 minutes, for 10 minutes, for 15 minutes. Meditate on your breath. I'll be covering meditate on the breath in detail in a while. We'll go to that. Solve crossword puzzles, Sukodu. Yes, this is where you are stressing your mental muscle. It improves the mental fitness. These are some very simple tools, very simple tools. And yes, as usual, I'll be sharing my PDF that I'm using now. The only thing is you have to send me a WhatsApp mentioning that you are present in this session. Let's move ahead. So, what is emotions? I want your answer to this question. Chat box is there, it's open. What do you mean by this word, emotion? Let's have a few options from you guys. Your participation always motivates me to do better. Feelings, okay. What else? There can be several expressions. Like we are 28 participants, guys. I need at least 14 expressions. Okay, reactions again. What else? Expressing feelings. Okay, yes, Veena. What else? There can be 28. Okay, like laugh, yes. Like sad, wonderful. Very well said, Veena. Yes, discussed. Okay, these are all different feelings, labels to them. Feelings in action. Okay, reaction to something which triggers it. Okay, angry, fear. Okay, okay, yes, some more. Let's give it a try, guys. Just try to express, just express. Okay, impulses, hero says. Wonderful. Yes, we can have many expressions. Ramya, I'm waiting for you. Sudan Afridi, I'm waiting for you. Come on, guys. Stress your mental muscle. I just mentioned stretching your mental muscles improves your mental fitness. Yes, Saroja comes with reaction, happy, peaceful, enthusiasm. Okay, these are all different labels to feelings, emotions. Yes, what else? Give it a try, guys. Okay, motion of energy, Rupak. Yes, disappointment. Okay, that's a label to it. Cool. Oh, wonderful way of expressing that, says Ramya. Nice. So let's move ahead. Well, Rupak, you just mentioned what I always use. Emotion is energy in motion. I mean, it's neither good nor bad. It is energy in motion. It is nor sad nor happy. It is energy in motion. It is not anger, not peace. It is energy in motion. Energy in motion. Now I'll give you example to prove this point. Why it is energy in motion. Think of a time. Think of a time when you were angry. You were really angry. You were really angry. Think of that time. And let me tell you, when you were really angry, you couldn't sit in the same position. You stood and you started walking. How many of you experienced this? Type yes in the chat box. Or maybe type me if you have experienced this. If you have seen this, type yes in the chat box. When a person is really angry, they can't sit, they start walking. Why does this thing happens? Because it is energy in motion. When you are really angry, it means the emotion is so intense, it is moving really fast in the body. And this movement, this motion of energy will not allow you to sit. It will make you stand up and walk. Cool. I mean, that's individual, Saroja. But I'm talking of a generalistic thing. Now, think of a moment when you were laughing your heart out. You were having a party and you burst, you were laughing your heart. It was not just simple laugh, you will laughed your heart out. Think of that time. You're sitting on the couch or a sofa or a chair and you just were laughing. I mean, think of a time when you did that, when you were doing it. It was a party, friends together, families together. You were laughing your heart out. And when you were laughing your heart out, you couldn't sit. You bend, most people they bend over. If they are sitting on the couch, they go and sit on the floor. They stand up and then sit down. Isn't that? I get see smile on your face, Nat. Because the intensity of that energy which is in motion in the body will not allow you to sit. It will make you move. It is energy in motion. It's neither good nor bad. It's neither sad nor happy. It's neither anger nor peace. It is energy in motion. And it is this energy in motion which either allows you to do better or or prevents you from doing better, because it is energy in motion. And if you understand this basic idea of what emotions is, all with me on this point, type yes in the chat box. Let's move ahead. Okay, Mir Patel says yes. Okay, Ritu says that's correct. Yes, yes, yes. Fine. I need more participation, guys. I'm. Let me tell you, I am giving you the stuff which people don't give in 2 full days of workshop. I need some participation, guys. Let's move ahead. So these are all the different emotions. Late nights, overdue, worry, anxieties, fear, no sleep, time management, overtime, no time, sick, tired, payments, bills, fears, headache, social issues, workload, job pressure, debt, anxiety. This all results in emotions, either good or bad. Either good or bad. And this all emotions, they are the prime culprits. People look for business growth like in mechanics. The other day, people who were there with me on the marketing, when we talk of marketing, people understand now what I mean by mechanics and psychology. People are all focused on mechanics of business. Growth is not there in mechanics of business. Growth lies in the mindset. Growth lies in your thoughts and emotions. That is where growth lies, whether it is personal growth or business growth. Friends, let's move ahead. So, what does this negative or limiting emotions result in? It results in stress. One word, any and every negative emotion, it results in one word, that is called stress. And what does stress do? Stress increases the level of cortisol in the body. Cortisol is a chemical which is produced by the adrenal glands. And whenever the body is in stress, the adrenal glands start releasing this chemical which is called cortisol. And what does cortisol do? This is what cortisol does. It increases blood sugar, it heightens memory and attention, it increases blood pressure, decreases sensitivity to pain, decrease serotonin, that is the happy hormones that the brain releases, suppresses the immune system. These are just the few things that I've shared. But there are n number of things, disadvantages that we experience just because of this one thing, releasing of cortisol by the adrenal glands. And why it happens? It happens because of one word, stress. And why stress? It happens because of one word's negative emotions. That's it. It's a loop. 90% of ailments that people face, even science admits it, they are psychosomatic in nature. That means there is no physical reason for it. They are all connected with your mind, your thoughts, and emotions. 90% of ailments. Medical science has confirmed it now. It is all because of this one word, cortisol, eventually, which is a byproduct of negative emotions. Let's move ahead. Okay, the best time to solve a problem is before the problem becomes a problem. The problem is cortisol because of stress, because of negative emotions. Now, before it becomes a real problem, let's solve it. Makes sense? Type yes in the chat box if what I say makes sense. Yes, I need your participation, guys. You need to motivate me.
It's absolutely true, sir.
Thank you, Ramya.
Yes, sir, totally correct.
Let's move ahead. So why is emotional fitness so important? Like till now, what I talked of was I'm going to talk of it different. It's about growth. Why is it is so important? Now, this is uh, this is a chart, emotions and frequencies. It is given to the world by Dr. David Hopkins. He's an MD, a qualified doctor, a PhD. He developed this map of level of human consciousness. It is called the scale of consciousness. Guys, he did this in his PhD thesis and it has gone unchallenged. What he talks of is every emotion has a frequency. The lowest frequency is shame, the last in the chart, in the table, where emotions is mentioned. The last is shame, the lowest frequency is shame. It's 30 or less than 30 hertz. Guilt is 30 to 50 hertz, apathy 50 to 75, grief 75 to 100. We go up the scale. Desire 125 to 150, courage 200 to 250, acceptance 350 to 400. On the top, enlightenment is 700 to 1000 frequency. So it's about the frequency that you are vibrating, and that is determined by what emotions you experience more often. How many of you have heard the word law of attraction? Type yes in the chat box. Law of attraction. Type yes if you have heard of it. Type yes in the chat box. Guys, your participation is important. Law of attraction. Law of attraction. Wonderful. Yes, 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 yes. Law of attraction says something very simple. It says you attract your rate, your power of attracting, your ability to attract is determined by the frequency you are vibrating. What is the frequency you are vibrating? Is determined by the emotions that you feel more often. Understand this basic fact.
So can you mute everybody, sir?
I have muted, but people, I don't know why they unmute themselves and they just keep on disturbing everyone. Okay. So that's one aspect of emotions. The second aspect of emotion is an elephant syndrome. We experience this We experience this like we all live elephant syndromes. Our lives today is because of elephant syndrome. A baby elephant tied with a chain is not able to cut loose, tries a lot, eventually concludes that cutting loose is not possible. Now the elephant is fully grown up, extremely powerful. It can easily cut loose, but even now, when the elephant is tied with a rope, not with a chain, that elephant will not even try to cut loose. This is called the elephant syndrome. So, that is what we experience. We have been conditioned for so many things since childhood. And yes, we all are experiencing this elephant syndrome. Till the time we are not able to cut loose from this elephant syndrome, we don't move ahead. And the simple name which people use for this is comfort zone. Why do people live in comfort zone? It's an elephant syndrome. Why people don't want to get out of the comfort zone? Because now they are fully grown up powerful elephants, but they have concluded that they cannot cut loose. It's an elephant syndrome. It is because of the emotions that you experience because of the past. So, this is something that is of prime importance. Let's move ahead. Thanks, Nishi. Now, this is tea of results. I'm going to serve tea today, and I'm sure you are all going to enjoy this tea. Just type tea in the chat box if you enjoy this tea. Tea, thoughts, thoughts they generate emotions. Understand this. For us to feel or experience any emotion. Oh, thank you so much, Saroja, eye opener. Yes, Nishi, thank you, thank you, thank you. So for us to experience any, please don't use intonations. Afridi, I'm going to, come on, guy, we are adults. Okay, I lose my track. Just a minute. Yes. So for us to experience any emotion, the first thing is there has got to be a thought which crosses the mind. And the thoughts result in some emotion. Understand this. And what happens with emotion? Emotions, they take us to A. A is action. Action. Emotions result in action. Emotions lead to either action or inaction. I'm going to explain this with a couple of examples. And actions gives results. The results can be desired results or undesired results. But results, action gives results. Now let me explain you with this simple example. There is a public speaking forum in Ahmedabad, and this is for budding speakers. What they do is Ahmedabad Management Association organizes this, and there is a pre-announced topic, and people have to come with a 3 minute speech. A 3 minute speech, they come prepared. And what they get is the stage of a Ahmedabad Management Association, the podium of AMA, and the audience. And they get the opportunity to practice public speaking. It's called Speakers Forum. A friend of mine, he frequently goes there. I mean, it happens once a month on last Saturday of every month. AMA, there is Speakers Forum. So this friend of mine goes there regularly, practice public speaking. Once he comes to me, tells me, Mithilesh, today we have the speakers forum. Why don't you join us? You join us, and you can see me speaking. Yeah, then you can correct me. What is the wrong that I'm doing? What is the good that I'm doing? And you can give me tips to improve. I went with him, and the topic was very interesting. The topic was thoughts convert into destiny. This was the topic. There were 13 people who registered. All the 13 people, they spoke, and after 13 speaker, I raised my hand, and there is Mr. Mashruwala. He knows me personally because we belong to the same fraternity. And I said, sir, can I speak? He said, yes. He wrote my name in his register. He registered me, and then I went on the stage. Walking on the stage, I counted the number of people in the audience. There were 51 people who had come to the speakers forum. So the moment I went to the podium, I began with a question. Fine, there are 51 people here. Why did you all come? Was there a big time speaker, a big time trainer, a motivational speaker, a coach? Was there someone who could transform your life? Why did you come? And you invested 1 hour of your life. Why did you come? I mean, there was a pin drop silence for a couple of seconds. Then one guy finally, he had the courage. He stood and said, "I came to speak." And the moment he said this, slowly everyone started saying it. Yes, I said, "How many of you came prepared?" Almost everyone had come prepared. Then the next question, okay, then how come only 13 people, with me 14 people out of 51? For them, the thought of public speaking converted into the destiny, and we 14 could stand up and speak. And 37 people, they came with the same thought. They all came prepared, but still their thought did not convert into the destiny of speaking. Their thought converted into a destiny of non-speakers. It means thought they don't convert into destiny. I don't say the statement is wrong. I say the statement is incorrect. For people for whom this thought of public speaking converted into an emotion of confidence, emotion of excitement, emotion of motivation, they stood up and they spoke. And for the 37 people, the same thought of public speaking converted into an emotion called fear. They couldn't register themselves, forget about speaking, even in spite of the fact that you all came prepared. You did not register. So thoughts they convert into emotions. Emotions they convert in. It happens by default. For 14 people, no one tried to convert the thought into confidence. And for 37 people, no, they did not try to convert that emotion into fear. It happens by default. For people, the thought getting converted into an emotion leading to desired action by default. And for the rest, again by default. Does it make sense? Did you like the tea? The understanding of tea? Type yes in the chat box. This is what is happening with everyone on the face of this earth. This is the prime reason why people are growing slow, why growth is slow, why there is no growth rather. So it's about taking charge of these emotions and converting the thoughts into those emotions will lead to the right desired action leading to the wanted or desired results. That is what emotional fitness is all about. If you can take charge of emotions and turn your thoughts into convert your thoughts into emotions which lead to the right action, which leads to the required action, that is where you grow easier, better, and faster than any other person. If it makes sense, type yes in the chat box. Yes, yes. Good. Good. Let's move ahead, guys. So, what can you do to achieve emotional fitness? I'll be sharing a few tips. Again, very simple tips. I believe in very simple things. Even when I coach people, I do very, very simple things. Growth is in simple, small, little steps, but consistent steps. That is where growth lies. And it's huge growth possible by doing just those simple, small, little things. So the first step is be aware. Now, this is wonderful. The question is, where do you live emotionally? Now, this is a question to be understood. Where do you live emotionally? Okay, now let me explain what I mean by this. Well, as a person, you live in your house, right? As a soul, you live in the body, right? Now the question is, where do you live emotionally? Now, what are the emotions that you feel, that you experience more often? That is what I mean. What are the emotions you experience more often? The emotions that you experience more often, you are living there emotionally. So, what are the emotions you experience more often? And there are two types of emotions you experience more often: positive or empowering emotions, negative or disempowering or limiting emotions. So take a pen and a paper right now, and you have to do this right now. Just just write two or three points, and then you can make this list. You can, expand on this list. Be aware. Just think of the last 3 days, last 7 days, last 1 month, last 6 months, last 1 year. What were the emotions you experienced more often? There are going to be some positive, some negative. Make these two columns, write those positive ones, write those negative ones. This will create awareness. The first step is awareness. No, it's not anticipation in the future, it's in the past. Where do you live emotionally? Net, it's not about where do you want to live emotionally. We will go to that later. Where do you live emotionally? Now, what are the emotions you experience more often? Think of the last week, last 3 days, last 15 days, last 1 month. It's an exercise we have never done. It will require some thinking. Or maybe from today you make it a point before retiring for the day. Write down where do you live emotionally, both positive and negative emotions. And that will expand the list for you. Has everyone written something? Type yes in the chat box so that I can move ahead. Okay. Yes, yes, yes. Cool, cool. Okay. Yes. Oh, wonderful. Four points. Wonderful, Mihir. That's so nice. Now, what is required is you have to expand this list. It cannot be only four. There are going to be many. You have to just work on it. Be aware. The first step, awareness, is the key. Let's move ahead. Neurovascular points. Now, keep the pen down and watch me. Watch me. You know what? I'm going to spotlight my video now. Okay, so just watch me on the video. Watch my video and neurovascular points. Let me show you where these points are. These are your eyebrows. In the center of the eyebrow, you go straight up on the forehead, and this is where there are 3 points. These are called neurovascular points. These are called neurovascular points. So now I want you all to do this one exercise. And what I want you all to do is something very simple. Now, what I want you all to do is something very simple. Uh, there are negative experience that we all have in life. I want you to think of a negative experience which creates some stress in the body. Don't go with a very heavy experience. Go with a mild one, but it creates some stress in the body. Just let me finish, then you go to that experience. Let me finish the whole thing, then you go to that experience. Okay, just keep watching me. So you have to close your eyes, think about that negative experience as if it is happening now. Once you think about it, you will start experiencing that stress. Okay, what I want you to do before doing that, what I want you to do is something simple. You put your palm, full hand, on the forehead. Don't press it hard. Just touch it mildly. Just touch it. Everyone do this. Everyone do this. See, I cannot see you all. I believe that you are all following me and doing this with me. Just do that. Close your eyes and just try to experience the vibrations or the tingling sensation or the pulse. What try to feel it. It you will be able to feel it in a while. Just be there. Just hold it. Just no need to press hard. Just touch it. Your palm should be touching the entire forehead. Can you feel that that sensation? Can you feel the pulse, or can you feel something moving? Can you feel the frequency, some vibration? Okay, we have got yes. Cool. From Nishi. If you can feel that, type yes in the chat box. I need more yeses. If you don't feel it, type no. But your feedback is really crucial for me to understand the direction in which we are heading. Okay, cool, cool. Now what I want you to do is think of that negative experience of the past. Put your put your hand, put your palm on the forehead first. Palm on the forehead first. Yes, palm on the forehead first, and think of that negative experience of the past. Yes. Okay. Now think of that past experience and tell me, did the stress level go down? Type yes in the chat box if the stress level has gone down. Just by doing this simple thing. Yes, we got yeses. We have already started to have yeses. Wonderful. Awesome. 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 That's fine that not really. Like you need some more time to do it. You need to feel that pulse more. It has to happen because this is science. Now let me explain the science behind it. The science is simple. When you put your hand on the forehead, your palm touching the forehead, and you are touching the neurovascular points, what happens is the blood circulation on in the frontal lobe of the brain, you know, it enhances. There is more blood flowing in the frontal lobe of the brain. It is pure science. This is nothing related to some spiritual belief. And just because of more blood circulating in the frontal lobe, the what you will be experiencing is new neural circuits forming. One, with the same experience, because the blood flow has increased, and because the blood flow has increased, you will not get the same emotional reaction to that, and that is why this happens. It is 101% science. There is no room for belief or some spiritual voodoo into it. Wonderful. Ritu says doing this exercise now unable to focus. Yes, this happens, Ritu, because you could feel that pulse so high and the blood circulation was really good in the frontal lobe. That is where there was no stress in for that situation. Thanks, Kamlesh. It's simple. There are simple things to be done. Life is simple. We complicate life. Growth is simple. We complicate growth. That is how things are. And honestly speaking, I belong to the same fraternity, but books and trainers have complicated things even more for the whole world. The next thing to be done is breathing. Breathing is simple. Just practice focusing on. Yes, Hero, you can practice this when you feel low or depressed. Yes, this is a very good practice to do when you feel low or depressed. Once you start feeling the pulse here, after that, think of the stressful situation. But first, start feeling the pulse. Start feeling that that blood flow in the frontal lobe. Then think of the stressful situation, and it will give you wonderful results. So the next one was breathing. Focus on your breath. It's a simple tool, it's a simple meditation to be done, because breathing is the only one thing which brings you in the present moment. It is only the breath which is happening now. If I move my finger, the thought of me to move my finger had occurred in the brain 0.3 seconds before I moved my finger. So me moving my finger is past. It is only the breath which is the present moment. I mean, what I talk is science, 101% science. It is only the breath which is the present moment. So focus on your breath. Just sit idle, doing nothing. You can sit in any situation, not necessary Padmasana or the lotus. You can sit on the chair, you can lie down on the couch, whatever position, but just let go of every thought and be focused on the breath. Just experience the inhale and exhale. That's experience the breath getting in the body, getting out of the body. Just be with the breath. That's all. Yes, there are going to be thoughts which will creep. But yes, again, that's fine. Thoughts are bound to happen. Let them go. Again, get back, focus on the breath. There are going to be thoughts. Yes, let them go. Go back to the breath. Practicing this will bring you in the present moment. In the present moment, very important, being in the present moment, because the elephant syndrome is all past. The more you practice being in the present moment, your mental fitness is going to improve. At the same time, your emotional fitness will also improve. Practice being with your breath. Practice it. See, I mean, people who teach this form of meditation, they prescribe this, like if you are 50 years of age, you need 50 minutes of breath meditation. If you are 28 years of age, you need 25 minutes of breath meditation. That is what is being prescribed by all the meditation teachers around the world who teach breath meditation. It is that important. So with practice, you can increase the time, but at least begin with 5 minutes. In 5 minutes, there are going to be at least 8 or 10 incidents when there will be a thought creeping in your mind. That's okay. You are not a champion meditator. That's fine. Let the thoughts go. Again, go back to the breath. Let the thoughts go. Again, go back to the breath. Eventually, with practice, the frequency of thoughts creeping in would reduce. It has to happen. And that is the only present moment when you are fully focused on your inhale and exhale. All with me, please type yes in the chat box so that I can move ahead. Yes, 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 yes. Cool. So let's move ahead and condition it. Now comes the very important aspect. Someone had asked in the chat box about, yes, Net, you had mentioned about anticipating experience, anticipating emotions, right? So this is where I'm going to talk of anticipating emotions. So what has to be practiced? One tool that I'm going to tell all is to make a success journal. Success journal is just a simple file, one big fat file in which you have all your certificates, all your achievements, whether your first grade results, second grade results, whatever, all your achievements. If you have done something in sports, yes. Even if you had participated in sports, you have a certificate of participation. Yes. Everything in that one fat file. All the photographs, all those photographs, like which tells you that you have achieved something. Everything in that file is called a success journal. And practice of just going through this file twice a day. This will bring you into those positive emotions more often. And this will condition you to live with those positive emotions more often. Where do you live emotionally? That was the first question I began with. So before my session, typically everyone lives more often with negative emotions. So what we want to do is unlearn that and relearn in terms of living with more positive and empowering emotions and more often. Easy way is to make. Thanks, Nishi. Yes, it's an excellent idea. Make a success journal. Watch it twice, and you can watch it 10 times in a day. Why not? Because this is going to ensure that you live emotionally in positive. You are moving in positive directions in terms of emotions. And that is where the quality of life is going to change just like that. Just like that, I tell you. Okay. And the next practice that I'm going to tell you is something simple. I want you all to think of a confident moment of your life. Close your eyes, close your eyes, and think of a confident moment of your life where you did something good in the school, you achieved some good results, you bought your first car, you bought your first house, whatever, you bought your first bicycle. Yes, as if it is happening now. You took it now. See it happening now. You get into the same emotions and double the size of this image. Further double the size of this image, and the confidence has doubled, isn't it? And I want you to just make a spin of this confidence and make it go round and round and round and round in your body. Just let it go round and round and round. Spin it. Keep on spinning it. And what I want you to do is double the spin. Let it go faster and faster and faster. That's it. And now I want you to think of the situation of future where you want to experience the similar emotions. Think of a fearful situation. Maintaining the spin of confidence. Think of a fearful situation. Think of something that you don't like doing. Maintaining the spin of confidence. Yes, again, let's begin it from the beginning. Let's all start it again. Think of that confident moment of your life when you have achieved something. You bought a new car, a new vehicle, a new house, whatever, as if you bought it now, as if you achieved it now, and double the size of this image. That's where confidence doubles. Further double the size of this image, and it doubles. Yes, no, it's not difficult, Ramya. You are doing it for the first time. Just follow my words. Okay, everybody, let's come back. Let's come back. Let's come back, everybody. अब सब साथ में एक बार फिर करेंगे. अब सब साथ में एक बार फिर करेंगे. I'm going to stop the screen share. Yes, and I want all to start your videos so that I can see you. I can see your expressions, and I can see how you are practicing. So I can tell you what corrections you need to do in this. Fine. Fine. So what we are supposed to do is think of a moment of past, a confident experience. And it's just a tap on the back. Your dad or your teacher give you a tap on the back. That's confidence, isn't it? It's small as that. Or you scored some good marks in the exam. You bought a new house, a new car, even a new bicycle. Just think of that moment as if it is happening now. Close your eyes and do it. As if it is happening now. And the moment you think of it as it is happening now, you feel that confidence. You feel that sense of achievement. It has to happen. That is how the brain mind works. And I want you to double the size of this image. The moment you double the size of the image, the confidence, the sense of achievement doubles. Further double the size of this image. Yes. And now make a spin of this confidence in your body and turn it round and round and round and round and round. And keep spinning this. Keep spinning this. Let the spin go faster and faster and faster and faster and faster and faster. And maintaining the spin. Now think of something that you want to do but you are not just taking the action. Maintaining the spin of confidence, maintaining the spin of achievement. Think of that one action that you are supposed to take but you are just not doing it. Okay, guys, open your eyes. Everybody. Now, my first question: how many people felt confident? Type yes in the chat box. Like it's not possible for everyone to feel that, and that too online, that too doing it on Zoom. Oh, wonderful! We have Veena experiencing it. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, wonderful! So many people felt confident. Awesome, awesome. Mihir, Manisha, cool, cool, cool. That was a wonderful experience. So now my next question is, but it was changing. That's okay. It has to happen. That's fine. You're doing it for the first time, isn't it? Yes, positive, Ramya. Cool. So now, my next question is, now think of that action that you were not able to take. Now think of it and tell me what changed. When you think of taking that action that you were not taking initially, positive vibes, that's it, Saroja. To some extent, yes, that's okay. But yes, there is a shift you experience. Cool. Yes, I need more feedback. Yes, a shift, okay. Sadun Afridi comes up with it. Yes, I want more. Okay. Yes, I would love more feedbacks. Yes, Marvin writes, T, what's T? Turned. Okay, turned. Kamlesh, yes, it says turned. Confidence and shift, Mihir, wonderful. Still need to push, but did you experience a shift, Hiral? The question is, yes, Hiral, you can unmute and talk to me as well if you want to. A bit. Oh, cool. You experience it a bit. But see, this is a simple practice. You do it a few times and you will get the shift. It has to happen. This is science. Okay, Ramya, we can talk of it later because right now I want to stay with the topic. Ramya, you can stay back after the meeting is over. We'll talk about it. Cool. So we had some wonderful feedbacks. Yes, I understand. Doing the change work online and that also with a group of people is challenging. I knew that, but still I gave it a try, and less almost half of the group, more than half of the group experienced the shift, and that is a wonderful result. And people who did not experience the shift, just understand one simple thing: you know what to do. You do it a few times and you are going to experience it, because this is science. It works for one, it works for all. Cool. Yes, now let's open for questions. Well, I just entered my number in the chat box. That's my mobile number. For people who want the PDF I use, this is the mobile number. You have to send me a WhatsApp that you are present here today, and I'll WhatsApp you the PDF of of the presentation that I used today. I mean, that's what I do always. Like people who have attended it with me, they know it. It's definitely working. Thanks, Ramya, for the great feedback. Yes, let's open for questions. Yes, questions. Net, Marvin, Sunil, Mihir, Amit, Hiral, Dinesh. Unable to unmute. Okay, I'll do that because I have muted everyone. And this time when I muted everyone, I took away the rights to unmute. Okay, now you can unmute.
Sir, it is definitely working and it is on the process. It is our way to, like, we have to learn the driving A, B, C, D, and then we have to use it. So
Yes.
that is a process, and that's how we have to get into the line. I understand the process. It is so sweet to make us happy to handle the hardest things. Thank you. And
Okay.
thanks for giving me time after this one. Thank you, sir.
Yep. Welcome. Yes. Questions?
My question is when an emotional thought gets triggered, how
Yeah.
do I stop it in the bud itself?
Okay. You used a wonderful word. You used the word when the emotional thought gets triggered. Trigger
Huh.
is the key word. Now you have to identify what triggers it.
Okay.
Okay. And once you know what triggers it, you have to avoid the things that triggers it. It's easy as that, but awareness is the key. You need to be aware of what triggers it.
Okay.
Fine, Bina.
Yeah.
The challenge is people get involved with that thought and that emotion. They get attached and they forget the trigger. But there is a definite trigger.
Okay.
One thing that you are supposed to do, it takes some time to get to think that way. But
Yeah,
the
sir.
immediate,
Actually, we are losing you in between.
okay, but the immediate result,
Huh.
for immediate result, what you can do is try doing some things. Okay, let's do one exercise. Okay, what I want you to do is you bend your spine and you have your shoulders down. You sit lean. You sit lean. Okay, and now try to think of the confident moment of your life which you just thought. Sit lean. Don't change the position. Sit lean. Don't change the position. And you can't think of the confident event, right? Isn't it?
Yeah.
हो सकता है. Now I want you to do is straight erect, spine straight, shoulders back, chin straight. And now think of a negative event of your life. Don't change the position. Maintain the shoulders. Don't let the shoulders drop. Maintain the shoulders. Ramya is laughing, right?
True, sir. Either I couldn't
Able
get
to think
negative
of
when I'm
anything with
sad and positive.
this body posture. It's that easy. So when you have that negative thought and that negative emotion, don't get drifted. Don't start flowing with that emotion. Take charge of the body. That's easier way of handling it. Sit straight, shoulders back, and you won't be able to think of that negative thought and get into that negative emotions. It's easy. Take charge of it. The same thing is
Sir, when we put our shoulders down, why couldn't we think of any positive thing? What is the connection of that?
see, it's the same. Like I mean, see, your when your body language is down, negative. It's like see, cricket is the biggest sport in India, and in cricket, like commentators use this line very often. They say their shoulders are lean. Their shoulders have dropped and they look lean. Have you heard of this? When the
Yes.
team is
Yes,
losing,
yes. You
when the
droop
fielding
down when
side
you
is
are lacking confidence, and when you are confident, you always stand up straight high.
yes, that is true. Your emotions and your body, they are directly connected. With the shoulders down, you cannot think positive. You cannot
But you
feel
can you
positive.
think
And with the
negative when you look down, you can think negative.
yes, when you are in thinking negative, when you are feeling negative, your shoulders will automatically go down. That is what the
Yeah,
commentators
yeah.
say in cricket. They look lean and their shoulders have dropped.
No,
Shoulders,
that is correct. When you're thinking negative, you go down.
the words used is shoulders have dropped. They have gone down. That is where they are absolutely negative. This is the terminology used by cricket commentators as well.
Hello,
But
sir.
sir,
Aware of that negative and the negative emotions. Once you are aware of it, go back, shoulders, take your shoulders back, spine straight, and you won't be able to think of that negative thought. It has to disappear. It's easy as that. but simultaneously you have to continuously keep on working on identifying the trigger.
Yeah.
Because once you know the trigger, that's the root cause of it. Now you are working on the cause.
Yeah, I got it, sir.
With the body, that is where you are working on the symptoms and just managing it.
Okay. Yeah, I got it.
But sir, what
Yes, go
happens
ahead.
at that time? We know everything, everything is available. But when that time comes, when that X moment comes, at that time you lose your sense of what do I say? You lose your control. You use your
No, no,
uh,
you. Let me say something here different. It's not you losing the control. It's your emotions hijacking your intellect.
yes.
Don't let your emotions hijack your intellect. That's awareness. I mean that is what you are supposed. That is the only thing you can do. You have to be aware. That was the first step out of the 5 step stage that I talked in the presentation. First step is awareness. Where do you live emotionally? When you write it down, when you write everything down, where do you live emotionally? That is where your awareness will increase and you will be able to identify, oh my god, this is happening. Let me sit erect with the shoulders back. It happens with awareness. That is why the first step is so very important. Where do you live emotionally? You have to write it down. Don't just think about it. Put it on paper. You get the point, Hiral?
Yes, yes.
Yes, Dr. Amit, you said you had a question.
Hello.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, sir, I was to ask that how to deal with the people you're working who are very toxic in nature, like who always
What
want to pull you down and uh,
what do you do?
hello. Yeah.
Yes, doctor, what do you do?
No, it's the question for my dad. He's a businessman and he's working with my uncle, but uh, so his nature is very toxic and he's like मतलब वो टांग खींचने वाला नेचर होता है, it's kind of that.
ठीक है. Uh-huh.
So it's kind of very depressing for my dad, and he was वो पास्ट में डिप्रेशन के पेशेंट भी थे फॉर 3 to 5 years. नाउ ही इज क्वाइट वेल. सो बट एक जो नेचर में रहता है ना चिड़चिड़ापन एंड ऑल, whenever he comes to home at 9 p.m. he's like very upset and kind of some वो एक वाइब्रेशन पॉजिटिव नहीं आती है. So how to deal with that?
Now, see, this is not something that I can discuss on open forum. Point number one, and point number two, this is not something that I can respond to just like that without talking to your dad. It
Mm-hmm.
may work, it may not work. I
Mm-hmm.
need to understand the person before suggesting something.
Right.
The better thing I'll tell you is take professional help, not
Mm-hmm.
necessarily my help,
Mm-hmm.
but take professional help.
Mm-hmm.
That is a better option rather than you trying to help him. Let a professional handle.
Okay.
That's a
But
better way of
I
doing it.
want to ask that how should we cure a depression or uneasiness in the mind?
Well, curing depression, again, take professional help. These are simple tools that I have shared. The big challenge in our society
Okay.
is depression is considered as a taboo and people don't take professional help. It takes time for the society to
Mm-hmm.
understand that this is
Okay.
just like any other. आज अरे यार मेरा पेट खराब हो गया आज तो कल मेरा माइंड खराब हो सकता है ना. It is the same as that. But taking professional help is the best way to deal with it. People are slowly understanding the importance. See, if I talk of myself, I have helped more than 500 people from clinical depression in 10 years. I have solved more than 150 suicidal tendency cases. Like you will not come across psychiatrist or psychologist जिन्होंने किया होगा 150 suicidal tendency solve किया हो without any medicine or drug. That's the type of work I do when it comes to mindset. It's my forte. But the the best way is, we talking of depression, please don't try to handle it yourself. Go for a professional help. Look for a good profession. See, these are all tools and tips that I give for people like you and me, because at times we are down. This happens with everyone, isn't it? But when you're talking of depression like that, that's where professional help is a must. I tell you, don't do trial and error with things like depression. Life becomes miserable. I mean, it's not the life of the person; it's the life of the entire family. Yes, let's have more questions. The- Yes, Sudan, you can do it. I just shared the 5-step process. Do this 5-step process, and you can actually decrease the cortisol level. Yes, more question.
Sir, I have sent you a question.
Yes, Saroj, I just saw it in the chat box.
Ji,
Yes, I have become
ji.
even while joking. What do you mean by the word clinical?
Cynical.
Cynical, I'm sorry. Yes, cynical. It's not clinical. My mistake. Okay.
Ji.
See, it's a pattern. It's a brain. It's a pattern. See, let me tell you something. We don't live life. We live patterns. It's a fact. If it's a highly spiritual person, he has spiritual patterns in the brain, which ensures that he lives spiritual life. A highly materialistic person
वो
and
भी
a
है.
materialistic patterns. We all
Sorry.
live patterns.
Yeah.
We don't live life. It's a fact. And when you say you become cynical, like this is a pattern that you have developed over time. So how to overcome this pattern?
हाँ जी.
Okay. Saroja, can you just remove your specs for a while? I'm going to make you do something now. Can I do something with you now to help you?
जी.
Yes, then
हाँ
just
जी.
remove your specs. You are wearing glasses, right? Cool. So,
जी निकाल दिया.
निकाल दिया. Now what you're supposed to do is something very simple. Ramya, keep your eyes and ears open. This is going to help you a lot working with clients. Okay. Saroja, see,
जी.
see, now I want you to get into, first let me tell you what you're supposed to do. Open your eyes and watch me. See, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to think
Okay.
of the pattern, getting into that cynical cycle.
I think I can't see your video. I can't see your video. It's still.
My video is still,
Looks like some.
I don't know why it is still.
जी हाँ.
No, we are able to see.
Yeah, it's good with us, sir. Maybe she
Yeah,
wants
it's good with
to
us.
check with the
Your
signal
network
once.
would be slow. Okay,
Sir,
that's
her video might be taking lots of net issues, so that can be reason.
Saroja, I'll explain you what to do.
जी.
Okay. Keep your video. Yes, let me see you. Now see what you are supposed to do is think of that cynical,
हाँ जी. मैं दिख रही हूँ आपको?
think of that cynical pattern, get into it, and you feel, and
Okay.
once you do that, just don't do it now. Do it when I tell you to do it. This is just guiding you first that हमको करना क्या है. Okay. So you have to get into that cynical loop or cynical pattern, and then have your shoulders down, bend your spine a bit, let your shoulders go down. Once you do that, this cynical pattern or the negative emotions, like they will increase. And once they increase, you are there. Yes, I know, I can see you. Now on a count of 3, what I want you to do is scream. Just give a big jerk to your head and scream. On a count of 3, let's do it. 1, 2, and 3. Go.
Oh no. I can't scream, sir.
See this
Sorry.
technically called, you have to break the pattern, and just by doing this simple thing you are going to break the pattern.
Okay.
It
Okay.
is that.
But then that will disturb the people at home.
That's okay. I just screamed. I just kept my
Not
mic
at
little
all.
far.
Yeah, it's
Please
going to
do
help
scream.
you. Please scream. Please scream.
Put your mic little far. That is easy for us.
Go back to the first, again, go back to the physical pattern.
Okay. Okay, I'll try to scream.
Yeah.
I don't scream normally.
Yeah.
Unless I'm fighting really
With,
bad.
with a good jerk to your head,
Okay.
simultaneously, two things. Okay, think of that cynical movement. Close your eyes.
Okay, I'll give a jerk to my head rather than screaming. Is that
But
okay?
two things are required. We need two things. Do both if possible. Don't
Madam,
be
we
that
reduced
loud,
our
but
voice. You can happily scream.
make some sound. Okay. Okay. Now
Okay.
let's go back.
Hi.
Let,
Right. That's
let's go
happily
back to
screaming
the
is fine.
fine. Let's go back to the cynical loop. Think of the cynical situation. Let
Okay.
those negative feelings surface. Now bend your spine a bit. Go down. Let your shoulders go down. Yes. And this negative emotions now they are like doubling sort of. And on a count of three. One, two, and three.
No, sir, I can't.
Hey,
It's not
yeah.
allowing me. My mind is not allowing me to do that.
See, that is called.
I'm
I
very
mean,
Madam, you
conscious.
want any
Feeling
chorus
very
to help you?
conscious.
Sir, I screamed the peeves. Everyone is asking me what happened suddenly. Why I screamed?
नहीं हो रहा है.
you can do it.
My son came and
Do
stand
it
next
on
to me
your
to
own.
scream along with me.
Let me tell you, sir. Do it on your own when you are alone. You know what to do. Once you
Okay.
do this, then think
I'll
of
do that. I'll
cynical
try.
situation. Okay, let's do it again. Let's go to the cynical loop. Yes, bend your spine. Let the shoulders go down, and those negative emotions they double now. And on a count of three. One, two, and three.
No.
Good.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Hi.
Fine. That's fine. So you had a scream. It was not a loud one, but you did scream, and you had a jerk on your head, right? You gave a good jerk. Now think of that cynical situation and see there has got to be a shift which has happened.
Okay. I
Yes,
just walked away.
the negative where have gone down, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, so it requires a good scream. I tell you. I mean, no is not enough. It calls for a, and again, if you can raise your hand and jump simultaneously while screaming, it works wonders.
Okay. Okay.
Simple things to do, but it shifts the mindset. Yes, let's go down and on a count of three. One, two, and three.
No, sir, I can't scream now again.
Okay, that's okay.
Sorry.
That's fine. That's fine. But see, it's a simple thing to do. You just
Yes.
experience the
I'll
shift.
try that.
You just experience the shift. Do it on your own. Trying it right now again. Let's give it a try. Cool.
I'm not getting any negative vibes now. No
Awesome.
cynical situation right now.
Awesome.
I'm feeling like laughing now.
Wonderful.
The present situation is more tougher than anything else, no?
Please come again, Ramya.
The present
Absolutely.
situation is more tougher
Absolutely.
for her than anything else.
ठीक है ना? So see, I mean, it's anything to do with the mindset. That's my forte, yaar. I mean, my friends tell me ये कुछ भी कर सकता है
Yeah.
when it comes to mindset. So, any more questions, guys?
How to keep ourselves happy always?
Happy always. Oh my God, it's not possible. It's not possible. I mean, I don't like give you any wrong hopes. It's not. It's a state of mind, which is
No,
what.
but still,
Sir,
Can I
how to keep
sir,
ourselves?
कोई मंत्रा,
can
कोई
I ask
magical mantra,
No, no,
one
no.
small
the
suggestion from my
magical
side,
mantra.
See,
sir,
one by one,
if you
please,
don't mind.
please speak one after एक के बाद एक बोलो यार.
Sorry.
Yeah. See, happiness is a state of mind. It's like the cynical state of mind. Now she does not have that, right? Happiness is a state of mind. Like I am happy now, and my son screams from outside, and I realize that he had a fall. What would happen to my state of mind? Will I remain happy?
No, you will, yeah, no.
Right? So it's a state of mind. But what you can do is you can make a success journal and ensure that you live in those positive emotions more often. You
It's
can
true, sir.
Okay.
As you say,
you can condition your brain.
we dwell in more of the unsuccessful times than remembering the successful times,
That is what.
even if it is few moments of unsuccessful things or which are not, which are sad or which might be negative. We
Very
dwell
true.
in those more,
Very true.
maybe because of that. Yeah.
Very true.
And
So
even if we have had a successful moment, even for a few moments, we remember that all the time, then probably things will be positive in our mind. But we are always scared of the future
yeah,
and
true.
always dwelling in that one particular situation or
That's
one
true.
unsuccessful moment.
That's true. See, I mean, I'll not talk of the future at this point of time because that will, I mean, then this will go for hours and hours, and we cannot do that. Like I just
Yes.
asked for 1 hour of your time, and I've already taken 1 hour 30 minutes. So let's
Thank you for your precious time, sir.
Thank you, sir, so much.
and
Thank you
yes,
so.
and yes, you are welcome. And yes, I need a help from all of you. I keep on doing like now we all know I do one session every Friday at 8 p.m. So I would love if you can invite people, if you can invite
Sure,
businessmen,
sir.
yeah, because that's my prime clientele. I work with businessmen, that's entrepreneurs, that's my prime client, and I'm in process of launching a new thing for businessmen, for entrepreneurs, because there have been many people talking to me these days. Many friends have motivated me to do this. They tell me like, why don't you design something which is extremely economical, and and you can actually help many businessmen, many entrepreneurs simultaneously at the same time. You can do it online. So I am in process of designing a model of 50 sessions on business growth. So these are going to be 50 sessions, one session a week. It will go on and on for 1 full year. One session a week. Group on Zoom. And I intend to charge something like 12,000 rupees for this, which is like, it is not even Toliga Chilka for 50 sessions. Just because, just because, like, there are many friends who motivated me to do this, and I also felt this to be the need of the art. But this is when people need this more than ever before. So that's the prime reason I intend to do something like this. To just help me out, reach out to more entrepreneurs, and invite people for the next session, next Wednesday, developing a winning mindset. So that is what is going to happen on next Friday, 8 p.m. Zoom.
Sir, next Friday is Dhanteras. Diwali is starting.
Diwali starting. Oh my God.
Dhanteras છે, sir.
Dhanteras hai. So then I'll have to move it for the next Friday, the Friday after that. Cool. Thanks for inviting me.
So what is the topic, sir?
Topic is the next topic is developing a winning mindset.
Okay.
Yeah. And the
Sir, in spite of postpone it, can we prepone it, sir?
can we?
Prepone.
Hello, Nick. Come again.
Prepone. In spite of Friday to next Friday, can't we make it to Thursday?
Next Thursday. No, next Thursday I'm already having a webinar.
That's fine, sir.
Yeah.
It's your comfort.
For a client. Great, Prachur. It was pleasure. Thank you all for being a part of my life.
Thank you, sir, so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so
You
much,
all
sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.